Construction is in full swing on the new Dobyns-Bennett High School Science and Technology Edition. The goal is to have the space safe enough for students to occupy by the first day of classes. Now, the student population of Dobyns-Bennett is expected to be 2,100 when school returns. Assistant Superintendent Andy True said the new development would not only help with overcrowding, but encourage a focus on science and technology. True said the focus is on the future.
We've got students right now in our schools that will be working in careers that haven't even been invented yet. So how can we create a space that will help foster those types of inquiry, knowledge-based experiences?
The $21 million project will add about 70,000 square feet to the main building.
We had about 20 teachers that were teaching from CARTS, and so what the addition will allow us to do is to have those individuals have more of a home base for them to be able to teach.
The new addition boasts 18 labs, outdoor classroom areas, and student gathering spaces.
We're to the end now, and it's exciting to see the finished product begin to kind of be materialized as we look towards the start of school.
Students will have a chance to break in the new space during their first day back on August 5th. Reporting in Kingsport, I'm Sydney Wright.
What made me want to come to this meeting was getting a letter from my daughter's principal saying that the drinking water cafeteria is no longer safe.
Now, earlier today, parents of students at Jonesboro Middle School received a letter saying testing had shown lead levels higher than what is considered safe.
Last night we got a report from our environmental lab, Wingfield Environmental, which is here local, letting us know that they had detected lead contamination in other sites. This time the testing was focused on cafeterias and kitchens.
The testing done in the spring of this year fulfilled a requirement for schools constructed before 1998.
But when I see, on one hand, that my kid doesn't have safe drinking water in her lunchroom, and then there's a meeting for a $5 million ball field, it hurts me.
Director of Schools Dr. Bill Flannery said it was tough to get the letter out to parents because students are not at school.
We get out in front of it and we're making sure that the sites have been shut down. We immediately took measures to get information out to our parents through whatever means are necessary.
According to Flannery, the high amount of lead was not detected sooner because of the sheer number of tests needed.
They're covered up because every school system now has to test every water source. We alone had over 250 drinking fountains.
The sites will not be available for use until they are retested and deemed safe. However, Flannery says this problem will likely not be solved in time for the first day of school. Reporting in Washington County, I'm Sydney Wright.
We just want to encourage our community to lock your doors and don't leave your keys in your car.
Earlier today, the Elizabethton Police Department issued an alert about the high number of automobile thefts reported just this month.
We've seen a dramatic increase in the number of reported auto thefts this year. Since July 1st of this year to date, we've had 17 reported.
Now, while that number includes joyriding incidences and civil disputes, Darling said 8 of the 17 cases were caused by people leaving their keys in an unlocked car.
And most of the time, it's a crime of opportunity for somebody that sees your keys in your car and they need to get from point A to point B. They take your car and it turns up somewhere else.
Darling said in 2018 there were 47 cases of reported car theft from January to this time in July. But this year that number already stands at 75 cases. He said stats confirm the numbers are higher for Johnson City and Carter County as well. We
do live in a great area, but I think a lot of times we think in our community that it couldn't happen to me. We have numerous people that would say, well, I never thought it would happen to me, but it did.
Police recommend parking in an open area and also never leaving your valuables where they're visible.
I just can't stress enough to lock your car and take your keys out.
Reporting in Elizabethton, I'm Sydney Wright. Now, a lot of changes are coming to Walmarts in the Tri-Cities, including a move towards more self-checkout lanes. This has a lot of people concerned about the number of employees that Walmart may have in the future.
Even with the self-checkouts, people are not losing their jobs. They're able to actually go to maybe even greater opportunities, and they're learning more in the store about how the store actually operates, not only on the front end, but in other areas of the store.
According to store manager Keith Davidson, new roles like that of self-checkout host are being created. They allow customers to remain autonomous while still having access to in-person assistance. Frequent Walmart shopper Rodney Fox,
We come to Walmart about at least 3-4 times a week or something like that.
saying he likes the option.
Because it's faster and you don't have to wait on everybody else.
Now, Davidson said the remodeling plan includes things like concrete flooring and new fixtures, but also
There will be some innovations, such as we'll be going to a one service counter in our automotive, sporting goods, hardware area.
new services mean new jobs that didn't even exist a few years ago. For instance,
The online grocery, again, has been just tremendous, a tremendous success. We've really grown the business in a very short period of time.
King says Walmart's aim is to lead in innovation.
We continue to transition as a company, but with those transitions and with those innovations, there's always greater opportunities for associates in other areas of the store.
This is just one of 3 stores in our area set on receiving some big renovations. The other 2 are Kingsport and Bristol. For this one on Browns Mill Road behind me in Johnson City, they plan on spending about $4 million. Reporting in Johnson City, I'm Sydney Wright.
And this $800,000 is really just what we need to get it laid out and keep our options open to eventually do the plan to its full extent. But that doesn't have to be this year or next year.
Washington County Commissioner Jody Jones voted with the 9-5 majority tonight to approve building ball fields at the new Boones Creek School. Now, a new vote was required because a previous vote earlier this year violated a competitive bidding law. The project begins phase 1 and is not to exceed $800,000. It will create baseball, softball, and combined football and soccer fields, and more. A party going on today in Morning Point, Greenville to celebrate the 106th birthday of Katherine Anderson. Now, Anderson's remarkable century-long journey started in 1913 in Cortland, Illinois. She has quite the number of experiences, from attending a one-room schoolhouse to rationing supplies during World War II. The fire department was on hand to give her a lift if she wanted it. And her request was to be surrounded by friends, family, and flowers. Now, of course, we had to ask her the secret to her longevity, and here's what she said.
I just was a good girl.